Hey everybody, Ben here from DMC Films and Cinderblock Studios, and whether you're new to painting or you've been doing it for a while, you might be wondering, what are these numbers that are on the side or maybe the back end of my brush? And why aren't they the same on the same size brush? Why does it matter? Why should you care? That and more coming up. So what are the numbers on your brush for anyway? The numbers on your brushes aren't necessarily inches or millimeters or really any other type of measurement. They're just sort of a general size from small to large. Although some real large-scale painting brushes, such as something you might get in your hardware store, or even a higher class one like this Liquitex Freestyle brush, which is labeled as 2 inches or 5.08 centimeters. But simply put, these numbers between brand to brand to brand just denote a different size of your brush. The smallest of these sizes are going to have a number on them that range anywhere from 4 zeros to 1 zero, or simply 20 over 0 to just 0. After that, you're looking at more standard sizes, numbers 1 through 14. Once you get to 14, at that point, a lot of times they usually jump by 2, so it'll be 14, 16, 18, 20. After 20, tends to be less common that you see brushes with numbers higher than that, but occasionally you will get ones that are like a 30 or 40, like the Blick Mega brushes, like I have over here. So the general rule of thumb is 20 or 30, so 30 over 0, or 20 or 30 on a big fat brush, is really as far as those numbers are going to go in either direction. It is still, less common that you're going to see them, but they do exist. And of course, brushes larger than a 20 to 30 general number will often switch to using inches, millimeters, or centimeters for the measurement. So with all of that in mind, how accurate is this system? Well, it kind of isn't. From brand to brand to brand, there is no standardization for the numbers of the brushes. Every brand is going to number their brushes just however they feel like doing it. For example, you can have 3 different brush brands, and they can be an 8, a 10, and a 12, and all be the exact same size. Don't believe me? Here's a good example. This brush is a fan. It's considered a 4. This brush is also a fan. It's considered a 3. Huh? For another example, this brush is a 1. This one is a 6. They're about the same size. So what are my suggestions for you? Well, first, the best way to buy a brush is to first see it in the store. Don't be looking online and then just like, I think that's right, I guess because, it's a 12, I think that'll be right, and then it comes in the mail, and then it's not the right size. Once you pick up a brush once, you can look at the brand, write it down in case, it gets covered in paint by the time that brush dies, and that way you can buy that same brush in that same number, and you know exactly what you're getting. Granted, numbers are not the only thing you really should be worried about when buying your brush. For more on this, check out my video up in the corner here, talking about what I look for in a brush and what I feel makes a good brush versus a bad brush. Remember, when you're buying brushes, unless you're sticking to 1 or 2 specific brands that you only buy those brushes, choosing the numbers when you're buying brushes is not a good rule of thumb. So don't use that as your one factor when buying a brush in terms of determining its size. If you've noticed this trend for yourself and you've been plagued by it in the past, share your thoughts and comments below. Get subscribed if you're not already. And this has been from DMC Films and Cinderblock Studios. See you guys next time.